Hi, everybody. Your trigger warnings for this episode are childhood sexual trauma and alleged suicide. If you are not interested in either of those things.
Why would you be interested?
I don't know. Just skip. I don't know.
We're not judging you if you listen to it, but I wouldn't say interested is the right thing to say.
Well, that's your trigger warning. Thanks, bye.
How awful.
Hi.
Hi, I got nothing.
Hi. Welcome to How Awful.
Yeah.
I'm Tanya Lee.
B.
Wee!
Yeah.
We're gonna try anyway.
Hi, we're coming to you from our couch in no personality land.
I have a personality. You have a personality.
Gonna get real with you listeners. Sometimes my mental health really sucks. And when that happens, this is hard going. So, apologies.
Hey, just think of it like this. You're just talking to your best friend.
Yeah.
That's all.
That's hard sometimes, too. I get crabby.
Yeah, I know.
And you're patient. And I'm crabby. I got angry
patient.
over a pen when you got home.
Pen. We found a pen, though.
It took too long to find a pen.
We made it work. I found a blue pen. Really interesting stuff, guys.
Yeah, there you go. We're talking about no.
We just came off a 3-day weekend, which was lovely. Now we can actually tell you what we did on Valentine's Day for real now.
Which was nothing.
Nothing. I made chicken.
You made chicken. We drank wine.
We did drink wine. We're not drinking wine tonight, guys.
No,
Sorry.
because we have sore bellies.
We also drank a lot of wine this weekend.
We kind of did.
Yeah. We
did.
We went pedal to the metal.
Ooh, there's something I can tell you. I got given another bottle of wine.
Ooh, from who?
A resident.
Oh, nice.
So we got a $40 bottle of Cabernet.
Yeah.
So we've got that going for us at least. I only have a 3-day work week. That's nice.
That is nice. These are some wonderful things.
Yep.
Oh, I said I was going to ice my shoulders.
You didn't do it. Do it.
I'll be back.
I'll tell them secrets. I don't have any secrets. I tell all my secrets. I'm not good at them. Secrets are no fun. Secrets are for everyone. I dumped broccoli cheddar orzo all over the floor today, and it made me really sad. And now our apartment kind of smells like farts.
Ah, fuck yeah.
Oh my god. Casual swear words.
We got a letter.
We got mail.
We got a letter.
We did get a letter.
It is a...
it made us happy. It made our day. Thank you.
It did, and I'm going to read it.
Letter sender.
So we got a letter from a young person named Paige. They wanted to tell us about some hometown lore, so we thought we'd share it with you guys.
Yeah.
It was very cool, very interesting.
It was really cool. Now I want to know more about it. Did they say where their hometown is? I don't think so, right?
I don't believe so, no. All right. So Paige sent us this email that said, when I was about 9, I was first informed about the abandoned house on Main Street, referred to as the Devil House.
Already hooked.
It was an old Victorian-style house that was in the middle of a bunch of businesses on our main street. Every window in that house was completely smashed out and boarded up, except for one window. And that one window that was in the top center of the house, where the attic would have been, was half broken. And the remaining glass that was left looked as if it was a clear figure with horns on their head.
No thanks.
Yeah, creepy.
Sounds like some Ryan Murphy shit.
Right? And then Paige says, maybe I was a superstitious kid, weren't we all? But every time my family...
was just a little stitious.
Yeah. Oh, my family's super
Well, sports family, yeah.
But every time my family drove past that house, I had to avoid looking at it, or else I would have nightmares that night. My mom even informed me that in the nearly 50 years she's lived in this town, she's never seen anyone living there, not to mention there were plenty of rumors about that house that circulated the schoolyard.
Good album.
They eventually bulldozed the house about a decade ago, and I was curious what was going to be built in its place. Over the last decade, there have been a lot of new buildings and businesses being built in my town, knocking down failed businesses to create new ones, new restaurants, parking lots, gas stations, practically being built on top of each other. It seems as if every open field has been turned into an apartment complex or a new house. However, nothing has been done to where the Devil House used to be, still remains an empty plot of land on our bustling main street.
I need to know. Paige, you need to write to us again.
Yes.
And let us know what town this is.
Yeah.
If there's any pictures of the Devil House. I believe she refers to herself as a girl, correct?
Yes.
I know that you were concerned about your grammar in English, and it was perfect. You told a very perfect story.
Very compelling story. We were riveted from the minute we opened that email. It was really cool. Thank you for sending that in. That was really exciting.
Tell us more, Paige.
Tell us more, Paige, and everybody else
Everyone
out there.
else.
Let us know your hometown stories. That was a really cool hometown lore.
Definitely.
Before we dive into our own stories, we thought we'd open it up with a listener story. So hope you enjoyed that.
I enjoyed it.
Thank Paige.
Thank you, Paige.
Thank you, Paige. I go first this time.
You go first this time.
I have...
What do you have? Demons.
Demons.
Demons. You have demons.
I have Spoopy.
You have spooky.
And you have Spoopy, right?
Well...
I forgot your topic,
I have
too.
paranormal,
Right.
but you'll understand why I chose this place. And then I compiled all of it, and then when I read it back, and when it was too late to change my topic, it just wasn't that interesting. So sorry, guys. Maybe you guys will find it interesting. I'm
sure
a
they
harder
will.
critic than on myself than anything,
Yeah.
so we'll see.
All right, well, I'm going to dive in.
Tell me about some demons.
So, commonly known for her pseudonym, Anna Ecklund. Her real name was assumed to be Emma Schmidt, but that's without confirmation. She was born on March 23rd, 1882,
Oh, she old.
in Switzerland.
She a time fighter.
She had time fighter. And she was raised in a Catholic home.
Mm-hmm.
We know where this is
They
going.
always. I'm
in
guessing
Mar-
it's going towards demons.
It might be. You never know. I might throw a twist at you. Yes, she was raised in a Catholic home in Marathon, Wisconsin. Her parents were German immigrants. Claims of her possession first surfaced when she was 14 years old. There are some versions of the story that say that Anna's father was the one who originally claimed she was possessed because he was sexually abusing her, and she fought back, so she must be possessed.
We can do away with men. It's fine.
Yeah, good night. Her case was potentially further complicated because her Aunt Mina, who was also her father's lover, was alleged to have been practicing black magic on Anna.
Wait. Her aunt?
Yeah.
I'm hoping this is the married into the family aunt, but if he's sexually assaulting his own daughter, it's a fair chance it's his sister.
It's his wife's sister.
It's his wife's sister. Okay.
So he's just overall a great guy.
He's just awesome.
He's just a catchity catch. So it all started because Anna claimed that she felt uneasy when entering churches and that she had unspeakable sexual thoughts. Naturally, this sounds like puberty. I don't want to go to church.
My mom's listening, and I'm trying really hard not to go same. Uneasy in church. Uncontrollable sexual thoughts.
Sorry, Mom. Naturally, her parents concluded that she needed a priest. So in 1912, one of our main characters here, Father Theophilus. Oh, God, no, I did that wrong already. Father Theophilus?
What?
Theophilus? Freisinger.
I feel like that's probably also wrong.
We're going to call him Father Theo because
Okay,
that's what
fine.
he went by. So Theophils.
How is it spelled?
Theophils.
Like Theophils.
Like somebody feed Phil? Theophils.
Theophils.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no. Okay.
So Father Theo performed an exorcism on her, and she seemed to have recovered after this, or at least until 1928, when Anna was 46 years old.
Oh.
Yeah. Father Theo brought Anna to a secluded church in Iowa. He strapped Anna to a bed while he prayed over her. When he evokes the Father, Son, Holy Spirit, she was alleged to have leapt from the bed, levitated to the ceiling, hissing like a cat.
No.
At this point, the nuns helping Father Theo drag her back down to the bed. She's speaking in a demonic voice with her eyes and mouth completely shut, and there's no evidence as to how she is speaking through closed lips.
Ventriloquism.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, I've never heard of this.
Almost as if the voices were coming from inside of her body.
That was like the heyday of ventriloquism.
Also, fun fact, voices come from inside your body.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Oh.
This is actually a fact. It's not spooky.
No, that's voices.
Almost as if...
Voices are coming from inside your body.
Do they come from the outside? That's concerning. So she begins to vomit,
Oh, okay.
And she vomits what appears to be macaroni and tea leaves, after never having eaten those things, or really anything at all.
Okay.
I think she's sneaking some macaroni and tea leaves for some reason.
Sounds like she's drinking some tea and eating some mac and cheese.
Somebody gave her mac and cheese.
Someone gave her some mac and cheese.
There was said to have been a time when Anna was thrown across the room by an unseen force, and when Father Theo tried to pick her up to move her, she was way too heavy. He, literally could not move her.
Was she thick?
No.
No.
He enlisted some help by asking 2 other priests, and all 3 of them couldn't even remotely move her. Mind you, she weighs practically nothing at this stage.
They typically do.
So this is very bizarre.
How bizarre?
How bizarre. Anna would often speak in a high-pitched voice claiming to be the spirits of BEEZLE-BUB, Judas, her father, Jacob, and her aunt, Mina. So I'm just going to kind of explain these demons.
Okay.
BEEZLE-BUB.
Beelzebub. It does look like BEEZLE-BUB.
Yes.
That's a cuter name for it. You BEEZLE-BUB.
Beelzebub.
Sounds like something we should call Moosh.
Beelzebub. 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 Where's Beelzebub?
He's over there.
Oh, he's on his tree. He's eating his
Tree?
nails.
No. No! We just paid for those!
Leave them on.
Okay, sorry. BEEZLE-BUB.
Beelzebub is one of the 7 princes of hell and oversees the Order of the Fly. He can often be confused with Satan. The 2 are often interchangeable.
Oh.
He is the chief lieutenant of Lucifer and is his most loyal adversary.
Okay.
Judas, as most of us Catholics and Christians know, is one of Jesus's disciples.
And a very good Lady Gaga song.
Yes. He famously betrayed Jesus by giving him up to the Romans for profit, which inevitably led to Jesus' crucifixion. It is said that when Judas committed suicide, his spirit went straight to hell, forever looking for a way out.
Okay.
And then obviously we know that her father Jacob is Jacob, her father, and her aunt Mina is Mina. They have since passed at this point.
Okay, now they're demons?
Well, she's 46, so they've definitely, this was back in the 1800s. So
yeah.
Or actually, this is early 1900s.
They probably died of allergies.
Yeah, this is early 1900s now, so.
They got the sniffles.
They gone. Weeks went by, and Anna was not recovering. Townsfolk came to the church, alarmed by the strange sounds and smells emanating from it. Anna's body was showing signs of deterioration as she refused to eat. Her head, lips, and face had grown swollen, and she suddenly was able to speak in multiple languages not previously known to her. By the last day, Father Theo was on his last straw of any energy he had left. He knew that the key to fixing Anna would be to address the demon inside her that she has identified as her father Jacob, particularly. Father Theo assumes that Jacob cursed his daughter when she refused to have sex with him. Father Theo began to repeatedly pray over Anna, having dragged out the assumed root of her possession, and eventually she stood from the bed, clear-eyed and calm, and said, "They are gone."
Okay.
Then she collapsed. At this stage, the exorcism had gone on for months, from August 18th through December 23rd, 1928. It is the longest exorcism in history.
Lord, that Father Theophilus needs a nap.
It is said that Anna continued on to live a quiet life and experienced milder and manageable possessions afterwards. She died on July 23rd, 1941, at the age of 59.
That's still super young.
Also, I made a note here that I should have probably researched, but dissociative identity disorder is a common side effect of childhood sexual trauma, which a lot of the things that she described and the things that happened to her fall in line.
I was going to say this is definitely trauma induced. It's crazy. Like doing the demonic possession stories is so interesting because it's like being an adult now and not just believing everything I read and see. They're debunkable as mental health episodes. There's severe mental health episodes.
There's some things in here that I'm like, here's the thing, is this was written about, let's say in the late 1800s, early 1900s, potentially.
Can you imagine some of it's exaggerated?
I'm sure a ton of it has been exaggerated. That's why, I really do think that, maybe the next time one of us pulls demon possessions, maybe we can challenge each other to try and find a modern day
Okay.
demon possession because I'd be curious to see what that's
And
like
by
now.
modern day, we should say in the last 50 years.
Yeah. Like, it doesn't have to be, like, yesterday,
I mean, what's her bucket that I did?
Yes, she was
She was relatively modern. She was like the 40s.
Yeah. I would
into
say
the
even,
60s, but...
like, I don't know if we can find one from, like, the 80s and up. Because that's 50.
It's a challenge.
It's
We
like
can try, yeah.
40 years.
70s.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it'd be interesting to compare that to...
For sure.
These, like, more commonly timed possessions. But...
Where there wasn't modern science and...
Yeah. I felt like it was important to note that. That was recognized in Miss Anna Ecklund. But that's another thing. Like, we don't actually know her real name. Like...
I think she's on my list.
Yeah, she's a commonly known demon possession story. She's a popular one.
Or maybe she just came up a bunch.
She probably did. But so my sources were a grunge.com article called The Truth About the Exorcism of Anna Ecklund by Amelia David. I watched a movie called The Exorcism of Anna Ecklund. I also listened to a podcast called Supernatural with Ashley Flowers. This was episode 7 where she talks about Anna Ecklund. There was also something, I can't remember if it was one of these articles or one of these podcast episodes that for some reason, like, it's just coming to me and I don't know why I didn't include it in here. But during that really long exorcism, Anna had a premonition and she warned Father Theo that something was going to happen to him. And, like, he had left for a period of time and came back. And when he came back, he, like, almost got into, like, a really terrible car accident. Or maybe he did get in a car accident. I can't remember for sure if he did or didn't.
Yeah.
But when he finally got to Anna, she was, like, maniacally laughing. And she's, like, basically said, like, do you like what we did to you? Like, did you see what happens when you fuck with me? Like, essentially, like...
Yeah.
Basically, like, called it out without having known what had happened to him.
That's right.
And that was kind of, and that, like, that was one of those things that I think I'd read or I'd seen that was kind of, like...
harder to believe?
Yeah, it just, like, there's, like, a lot of things about the Anna Ecklund story that have been, like, it's like playing telephone. Because it was so long ago.
Exactly.
That, like, a lot of the stuff that I found, it was like, this may or may not be true. That might have been one of those that may or may not be true. But I found it an interesting tidbit that I wanted to add after the fact, at least, when I was thinking about it.
You know what's crazy? This relates. I couldn't remember where it was a podcast. I recently been listening to a podcast that's on chronic pain, and what it is it's more of a psychology podcast.
Interesting.
And they examine the root of chronic pain.
Oh.
And fibromyalgia specifically is tied to like psychological trauma from childhood.
Interesting.
Yeah. And the people who have dealt with psychologists and, like, therapists to deal with their childhood trauma and work on the root of their suffering ended up being relieved of their fibromyalgia pain. I think it's definitely interesting if you're a chronic pain sufferer, if you have fibromyalgia, you have Alzheimer's, if you have arthritis, the root is oftentimes psychological.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
Yeah.
A lot of pain has been thought to be psychological as well. Like me having neck and back pain. Sure, part of it probably
Very
has a lot.
stress related.
Yeah, part of it a lot I'm sure has to do with posture. I don't have great posture. I'm a tall person, so I tend to hunch down a little bit because I'm trying to, like, somehow make myself less noticeable.
Right.
But I oftentimes don't handle my stress very well. I carry it.
Right.
And I think that definitely has a lot to do with why I have back pain. My mom carries a lot of her stress as well. She has terrible back pain. But yeah, I've read that, like, working on your mental health sometimes relieves chronic pain.
Oh, absolutely.
Which is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Or, like, you know, sometimes, like, when you or I are having some kind of, like, anxiety episode or you're, like, in a depression flare up, like, sometimes weird ailments pop up.
Definitely.
Like, that we're like, where is this coming from? Like, what is this? Oh, not only am I dealing with this, now I'm dealing with that. But, like, most of the time, like, I have really bad acid reflux.
Yep.
And that usually is sparked by stress as well. Like
when your anxiety's bad, your acid is bad.
Yeah, like I wasn't feeling good this weekend because I think I was so stressed the last couple weeks
at work.
That I think like my acid reflux kind of caught up to me.
I mean, we know with me, my body's favorite thing to do when my stress levels get to catastrophic levels is mimic cancer symptoms.
Right.
It picks different cancers every time. I mean, to the point where I had blood work done, and my blood work was telling my doctor that I had a brain tumor.
Right.
On my pituitary gland. And I had to get an MRI, and there wasn't anything there.
No,
and then my blood test. I did another blood test, and that indicator was gone. And she was like, well, the only other explanation is high levels of stress. So high levels of stress gave me the symptoms and tested me positive for a brain tumor.
Right.
And I've been checked for stomach cancer because my stress levels have gotten so bad it's caused me to have stomach cancer symptoms. I mean, I got that. I had a lumpy boob.
Yeah.
Stress related.
Yeah.
Get your ailments checked, but get them double checked because sometimes it's not always what it seems.
Also, mental health is super important. Don't forget about it.
Yeah, I think we mention it a lot in passing. And we have obviously talked about how we both have it, have our struggles with it. But I think it's an important thing to talk about because there's no shame in it. Because I feel like 90% of people deal with it. Even if they don't think they do, there's probably something that can be pinpointed as generalized anxiety disorder.
Yeah.
And for me, it's been on and off debilitating through my life. It definitely just ruined my college career, I guess, as you can say. It made me a pretty big shut-in. It manifested a ton of physical symptoms. I kept thinking I was having heart attacks. I kept having to go to the hospital. It mimicked a heart murmur. Poor you had to deal with a lot of just not knowing what to do for me because you'd come home, I'd just be sobbing.
Yeah.
I've dealt with, PTSD trauma from watching my dad pass away, anxiety, obviously, a huge thing. Yeah. And we're all in a pandemic. So that's, I think, exacerbated everybody's mental health to, for some people, a catastrophic degree.
Sure, yeah.
And everybody needs to be kinder to each other. I feel like I'm seeing more than ever a lot of cruelty.
Yeah. I am too, and I don't understand why.
I don't know if it's because people have been so cut off from society and from socializing that they've forgotten how to behave.
Or I think it might, could have a lot to do with the political status that we recently experienced.
I mean, we as a country are not even getting over, but dealing with trauma. But us as a world is going to be dealing with the repercussions of 2020 and beginning of 2021 for years to come.
Yeah.
The mental damage it's caused, the financial damage it's caused, the global damage in general. And we just need to be nicer to each other.
Yeah. Treat people with kindness.
Genuinely.
For real.
Because you don't know what's going on.
No.
You really don't. And I don't know why I'm on my mental health high horse all of a sudden. But
just on the soapbox. But no, welcome to our TED Talk. Honestly, I've always kind of tried to consider what somebody else might be going through before I come for them.
Mm-hmm. You're very good at that.
And asking the right questions of being let me try and understand your point of view. Yeah, my computer, sorry if you can hear my computer breathing. Yeah, it's very angry for some reason.
She's hot and bothered.
Yeah. So fun for us.
Sorry.
She doesn't normally do that.
No.
And I think that's not something that's just natural. I think that's something that is very deliberate.
Takes practice, yeah.
It's very deliberate and it's very intentional. And it's not easy. It's not easy. And I think to recognize that and have empathy for that is also important. But yeah, we're all learning. We're still learning every day.
Yep.
How to cope with anxiety, how to cope with depression, how to cope with other people and being angry at them. And it's, we're all a work in progress.
Maybe that's our assignment for our listeners this week. Now you get assignments. That assignment is if someone is mean to you this week or not patient or just short-tempered, before reacting, take a minute to consider maybe there's something else going on and it's not you at all. And react to them with patience and kindness.
Yeah, that's a great task for everybody.
I'm not good at it, but I do it every day in my job.
Yeah.
Because for some reason, my job is like, let's abuse this person day in and day out.
Oh, gosh. Yeah. We're all just wrangling kittens in our jobs, aren't we?
We're all just wrangling kittens. That's all it is.
Just keep them in
We're all
line.
just teaching adults how to behave.
Oh, gosh.
Basically.
Endlessly.
All
Anyway,
right,
would love
there
to
you
hear
go.
your paranormal story.
If you say so. Hopefully it's somewhat interesting.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to give you the address of this place. And it's 1996 Main Street, Baker City, Oregon. Any bells?
No.
I've talked about this town a lot because we were on a road trip across our side of the country.
Yeah, the west side.
The west side.
West
and
side.
we were going up to Portland, unfortunately.
Sorry, Portlandians.
Sorry, not for us.
Y'all are weird.
Y'all were mean. We just experienced a whole bunch of meanie heads the whole time. Everybody was just mean. Y'all need to learn to treat people with kindness. Even the Starbucks barista was snappy at me. I'm like, sir, all I did was pick up my coffee.
Oh, no. Our upstairs neighbor is farting with their chairs.
Anyway, we were driving. I needed gas. We stopped at this little town. I was very confused because apparently it's against the law to pump your own gas in Oregon. Mm-hmm. So a gentle fellow came up to pump my gas. We started making small talk. Mm-hmm. And he let me know that one of the most investigated haunted locations was just right around the corner. This little hotel called the Geyser Grand Hotel.
Oh.
It had been featured on basically every paranormal show that there is.
Sick.
And I'm going to tell you about that place.
Great.
Because that little town was so cool.
Yeah.
And I would love to go back to it someday.
Me too.
And explore it more and stay at the Geyser Grand or at least go have a drink at the Geyser Grand.
Yeah, maybe a drink first so we could decide after.
Sure. So, when the Geyser Grand Hotel opened in 1889, it was originally known as the Queen City of the Mines.
Okay.
As a nod to the gold rush occurring around it. At the time of its conception, it boasted state-of-the-art technology, the third elevator built west of the Mississippi River.
Snap.
Yep. The 4-story clock tower gave the area an air of sophistication, while the 200-foot cupola gave the building more natural lighting that filtered through a stained glass ceiling. You know what a cupola is?
Like Francis Ford?
No.
Sophia?
No. It's the like round kind of like
operas?
No, it's part of a building. So when you look at an old building and it has like a round part that kind of stands out further than everything and then it goes to a point. And sometimes you can sit up in that area.
Like a turn something?
No, a cupola.
Okay.
Yep.
Sure.
That's what that is.
Cool.
It's a cupola.
Dope.
So, yeah. 200-foot cupola gave the building more natural lighting that filtered through a stained glass ceiling. You got that.
Fancy.
Albert Geyser, a mining investor, purchased the property just after the turn of the century and rebranded the hotel as the Geyser Grand Hotel in 1902. In these early days of the hotel, the Grand was considered a place for wealthy men and women to make their presence known, including Granny Annabelle, who was quite the sight to behold.
Quite.
She would make her grand entrance from her residence in room 302 to her permanently reserved chair at the bar. I like her already. From which she presided over the hotel.
Go on, girl.
Within the hotel's basement, there are apparently subterranean windows that open up into underground tunnels that were created. We love a tunnel. That were created in the 1880s. This was during the time of the gold frenzy, and the tunnels led to brothels.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. They also gave passage to Chinese immigrants who at the time were not allowed to be on the streets at night. And they were handy during seasons of heavy snow, as well as for stashing booze during the Prohibition years.
All right.
So, yeah. This is we've talked about how racism towards the Asian culture is not talked about enough.
Correct.
And here's a good thing that I think a lot of people didn't know about. Chinese immigrants were not allowed to be on the street at night.
There's a lot of things
Yes.
we are uneducated about
Very.
with this country and racism.
Very.
Anyway.
So the hotel is stunning.
Mm.
It received a thorough renovation in the 1990s that restored its beautiful stained glass ceiling, mahogany woodwork, and intricate chandeliers. The historic Geyser Grand Hotel of Baker City, Oregon is considered a landmark and a site of incredible paranormal activity.
Ooh. Incredible.
Incredible.
Ooh, incroyable.
Exactly. There have been reports of apparitions on many occasions, and the hotel staff give ghost stories on Halloween.
Oh, cool.
So the hotel's most famous ghost goes by the name Lady in Blue, who has been seen dressed in a turn-of-the-century gown, walking up and down the main staircase. It is speculated that this beautiful lady in blue is actually Granny Annabelle.
Oh.
In her beautiful Victorian gown, where she forever ascends and descends the staircase before disappearing into the wall. Apparently, she never had any intention of leaving the most fortunate place in the country, as the Geyser Grand Hotel was touted to be in 1906.
You know, what is with ghosts and like walking into walls or mirrors or like in my experience, if you listen to the first episode of this podcast, I talked about how my mom and I witnessed a ghost like moving through a mirror.
Is he snoring?
Izzy,
You're on the clock!
you're like right under the microphone.
On the clock.
Come on.
I think it's because they aren't confined by physical walls in space, so they can just pass through things.
Right. But it's like, why the walls?
I don't know.
What's in them? Ghosties?
No, thank you. There have been several reports of a young girl, a 1930s woman wearing a purple dress, a saloon dancer from the 1920s, a former chef who appears headless for some reason, and a cowboy and his girlfriend. One of the former owners, Maybelle Geyser, who lived in room 302, a room that is said to be incredibly haunted, with her ghost, rearranging the guest jewelry and eating their complimentary snacks.
Oh.
Me as a ghost.
No. Do not eat my snacks.
She's eating your snacks.
I will be very disappointed.
Maybelle, she's messing with your jewelry and she's eating your snacks.
No. Get off my snacks.
The current owner jokes that while the beds may be comfortable, you should expect to be woken up at least 3 times a night because of the apparitions.
Oh, I know. We're not staying there.
No?
No, I like sleeping.
Okay. One visitor to the hotel reported having investigated the Grand Geyser a few times and had experienced the most activity in the bar. Their report was that the overall experience was as if they had stepped directly into the 1800s, the rooms being magnificent and period authentic. They were able to capture an EVP, experienced doors opening and closing, but was skeptical that all of the reports were true. A second guest reported having taken photographs of the entire hotel except for their room. But upon reviewing the pictures they took, found that there was a picture of their room, knowing that they did not take it themselves. And saw that there was a figure of an unidentified boy. Let me pull up this picture.
Oh my
I should
God.
have loaded it before. I cannot find this boy.
Okay.
So, we'll see if you can.
Okay.
I see no boy. I looked in the mirror. I looked in the back. No boy. I'm like afraid I'm gonna see the boy. That's a light. We're thoroughly investigating this picture. There's no boy. No.
Yeah, I don't. Oh, wait. What's this?
What's what?
Oh, no. Is that something?
What?
No,
Where?
it's just a glare on the camera.
Yeah. There is no boy.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, if there is, it's very hard
I mean,
to tell.
the fact that they didn't take a picture and a picture was taken is creepy in and of itself. But I see no boy.
No.
All right, let me find my place.
I wish they would circle the boy.
Right, do us a favor.
What's it called? The Geyser?
The Geyser Grand Hotel. So, paranormal investigation groups SPIG and SLASH or slash regularly take groups through the premises where the customers were not made aware of the specifics of each haunting before they investigated the rooms.
Okay, good. Yeah.
They reported having physical responses to particular rooms, including the library and the basement, but were unable to determine the identities of any specific spirits.
Okay.
The Atlantic Paranormal Society, otherwise known as TAPS, who hosts the television show Ghost Hunters, they visit the Geyser Grand quite regularly. During an interview, one of the newer team members, who self-identified as a skeptic, offered up their own experiences. He believed it could have been coincidence, but also added that it was an experience that he would never forget. During his investigation, he heard the name Wayne several times over the span of a 3-hour investigation. A few days later, while researching, he found the name Wayne in a news story. An 18-year-old Presley Wayne, who in 1998 had been named Nashville's Performer of the Year and touted as a rising country music star. The night after his show at the Geyser Grand, young Presley Wayne was found dead, the victim of a gunshot wound to the head.
Oh. Did he do that to himself?
We don't know. It didn't say.
Oh.
I know. It's sad. Oregon resident Amy Venezia? Oregon resident Amy travels the country as a professional medium and communicates with spirits regularly. She stayed at the Geyser Grand one Christmas Eve, where she reported experiencing a dark mass floating by her bed.
Yeah.
Recounting her story, she felt it was an incredibly frightening experience. No duh.
You don't say.
Quote, I'm very accustomed to spirits and not scared of much, but this was a very old, strong spirit, a different type of entity, not a typical connection. I was frightened. The spirit was like a big dog that doesn't know its size when it pounces on you. It was too much for me then. End quote.
What an interesting analogy.
Yeah.
Also,
And,
that's like the scariest thing for me.
Black masses?
The black masses.
Yeah, I didn't include her whole thing, but like she would wake up and it would just look like this figure was like arms crossed floating above her.
Oh, no.
And wasn't moving.
Wow.
And this happened like more than once. Yeah, not your favorite, right?
Oh, no.
But per usual, hard to find in-depth ghost stories.
Always.
So that's the Geyser Grand Hotel in Baker City, Oregon.
Oof.
And
I didn't think that was boring. I thought that was great.
Okay, good. My sources were a puzzle box horror article called Urban Legends, The Haunting of Geyser Grand Hotel in Baker City, Oregon, and the Ghost Hunters episode at the Geyser Grand.
Fun.
Yeah.
I think the reason why you might have initially been like, this is boring, is because I think the last few paranormal stories have had a really rich history.
Yeah. So there's a lot of backstory to give. It's
Yeah.
not just like a place.
This one didn't have as much rich history.
Mhm.
Still had some history.
Yeah.
But it wasn't as like gruesome and interesting.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you some
Yeah.
true crimes,
But
gritty stuff. Yeah.
But still pretty freaking haunted.
Yeah, I just wanted to talk about it because it was a place that I have not forgotten since we drove by it
Yeah.
many moons ago. Not many moons.
I would
It's
love
like
to
4
visit
years
it.
ago.
I don't know if I want to stay there.
Yeah, I mean,
with the black mass.
I mean, I don't
crossing
know
its
if
arms.
you fully remember driving through it. We went to the gas station, then we went to the grocery store because that's where the Starbucks was.
Yeah.
You sneezed and you were through Baker City, Oregon.
And that's it.
But it was this really cool, still had like a lot of history to it, old mining town.
It was really cute. Yeah.
So I would maybe want to plan to stop there for an evening, but stay the next town over.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
This is our 25th episode.
Is it? Mm-hmm. Oh, man. This feels on brand. My 25th episode, a.k.a. birthday, I had an existential crisis.
You're having an existential crisis.
And this episode is, we're like,
Wow. Wait.
So, yeah, that seems on brand for 25.
25.
25.
Woo. Well,
No, not next, but
Not
the
next.
one after next. We might have a surprise for you.
yeah.
My sister-in-law is coming to visit. And by coming, we understand it's a pandemic. I will explain. She lives in the middle of nowhere in Michigan. Literally, her daily life before a pandemic was quarantine. So it's still quarantine. And so we feel safe with her coming here.
As long as her travels are
So
safe.
she'll keep her mask on. She'll keep her face shield on. She'll take her shower. It'll be good.
It'll be great.
But she's going to be a guest on the show, and she's going to do a live tarot card reading
yeah, it's going to be great.
for me and you on the show. So we're going to learn about our future.
It's going to be fun.
Watch, she's going to be like, you're going to get married. And we're going to be like, no.
Wow.
No.
To whom?
If these cards say I'm going to have a baby, I want a refund.
Where?
I want a refund after seeing what other people go through. I'm good.
Where are we going to put it?
The baby?
Yeah.
Uh,
Moose, you're moving out.
I think it's frowned upon to put it in a closet, but I have a pretty big closet.
You do. You have like a baby room-sized closet.
I do, so...
Okay, we found a place to put it. You can have one if you want.
Yeah, okay. I don't want it.
Oh,
No,
okay.
I'm good.
Moosh?
Like, I think maybe one day, if I change my mind, I'm just gonna, like, buy one.
Yeah. Moosh, you can stay.
I guess. I didn't agree to that part.
Marshall?
Marshall! He's
not paying attention.
Okay.
That's his full name for those that...
His legal name.
His legal name is Marshall.
Marshall and Isabel.
Oh, should we talk about something wonderful?
Yeah.
I haven't thought of anything.
You know, we're gonna cop out because we're both tired. So I will say our joint how wonderful is. We finished Bridgerton this week.
We did finish Bridgerton this week.
We did. And
we so good.
Loved it. We get the hype. We're in, Shonda.
Yes.
Give me more drama in period clothing with tons of sexy times. Give me more reggae Jean.
Although I will say, and spoiler alert for those who haven't watched, just fast forward.
Yep.
The Duke bugged me a lot.
Yeah, well, everybody has pointed out that the Duke and Duchess's relationship is very problematic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Like, come on, bro.
It is. The Duke, very, very nice to look at.
Yes, but very manipulative.
But not a fan of him as a person.
No,
not
he
a good
sucks. Time. I don't get
And Daphne so does not suck. So,
no.
Yeah, no. He's a villain to me.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
So we'll see what happens in the second season if they address the fact that he's a problem.
Yeah, I want him to
Anthony
be a hero.
is also a problem, and
yes.
he is the main character of this next season.
Right,
so
supposedly.
Let's see if she can redeem him. Shonda has a thing for the Alex Karev types.
Yeah.
She writes that character often.
Yeah. The, like, troubled, soft-hearted guy that... Like,
yeah, but who is actually, like, extremely sexist and misogynistic and a big-ass problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Shonda.
But, like, maybe you need to examine your relationship with men.
Maybe. I don't know. I guess my How Wonderful is tomorrow is our last day of filming.
That is wonderful.
The show that I'm currently working on. Not that I'm miserable in my job. I do rather enjoy what I do, but sometimes I get very tired.
That's fair. You work doctor hours, not doing doctor stuff.
So, yeah, we're not saving lives here. We're just trying to make TV for y'all to watch.
TV, sometimes a good TV show saves lives.
Yeah, and maybe someday when it's airing, I'll tell you what it was I was working on.
Yeah, we can't do it now.
Nope, can't tell you now. But it'll be really awesome, and you will love it.
Oh, you know what else is wonderful? I got another one. Oh, look at me. Look at us. We had none, now look at us.
We're just plentiful of wonderful.
And I'm sure it's a how wonderful for a lot of listeners, but Disney Plus put the Brandy and Whitney Houston version of Cinderella up.
I saw and I was like...
Which is better version.
I never saw it, so now I can watch it.
Oh, okay, me and Jamie were going to watch it on Friday, but now we can save it.
I'll be home on Friday.
Before you came home.
Oh, yes.
We'll save it.
I was like, now I can watch it.
Oh my God, it's the best. It is so underrated. It is so diverse. We have, I think he's Korean. We have a Korean prince. We have a black princess. We have a black fairy godmother. We have a multiracial stepsisters happening here. Whoopi Goldberg, mom. What?
She's the best.
I mean, it's just like, and nobody batted an eye.
No.
And so it's like, you got to look at that as, what is everybody else's excuse that you had to cast nothing but white people when this version of Cinderella, they didn't even, not even gonna draw attention to the fact that we just randomly cast. I mean, they're not even the same race in the same family.
Right, that's fine.
A black woman and a white man made a Korean prince.
Yeah.
They don't explain it.
They're like, this is fine.
This is fine. Exactly. And I love it. And the music. Oh my God. The music.
Swoon. Can't wait.
I can't wait either.
I can't wait. Okay, we should pick our topics for next time.
Let's do that. Because I want to go to bed. To bed, I said.
I made new pick jars.
Oh, pick jar. You actually wrote pick jar on it.
I wrote pick jar on it.
True crime.
Okay, my topic is lore. Woo! That'll be fun.
I love true crime.
I don't mind if it was like an episode ago.
Yeah, but just not back to back.
Yeah, back to back is not fun. Okay, dope.
All right.
Sweet.
Where can they find us? Your brain's working better than mine somehow.
No, it's all good. You guys can find us at howawfulpodcast.com. We are on the social medias on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram at How Awful Podcast. You can also find us on YouTube. You will have to search for us there, How Awful Podcast, where we have transcribed episodes.
Woo!
We also have a Patreon where you can subscribe and be our friend, and you can help us become more famous.
Yeah.
By giving us opportunities.
Making more money.
By growing a community of followers. Thank you for coming to our patreon.com/howawfulpodcast, where you can find blog entries and soon to come videos.
Yes, I think in end of April, early May will be the first video.
You can also email us, like you heard earlier in the episode, a listener story.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell us about something you have survived, something that was awful, or if you've experienced paranormal, or if you have some hometown lore, or if you've seen aliens. I'm like, this is the one
She's dying for that, guys.
I really want somebody to tell me their alien story, because I've never, ever heard a personal alien story, and I'm dying.
Or, you know what? I'm going to throw this out there, because we preached this earlier. The world's bad. A lot of people are cut off from their friends and loved ones, and they haven't got to celebrate or really enjoy their time. So if you have a How Wonderful that you want us to shout out on the podcast, to give you a little bit of moment to acknowledge your How Wonderful, then send your How Wonderful.
Yeah, send us your How Wonderfuls.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
You know what we should start doing?
What?
We should start doing Wonderful Wednesdays on social media.
Wonderful Wednesdays.
And see if some of our followers will join in on Wonderful Wednesday.
There you go. We'll see if that hashtag is taken, and if it's not, then we will take over Wonderful Wednesdays.
Or we could just call it How Wonderful Wednesdays or something like that. 'Cause I don't think anybody would take that one.
No, probably not.
But we'll figure it out. I just decided now. I just had this fun idea. I don't know if people will engage. I also wanted people to send us pictures of their assistants. They did not.
Guys, failing. Show us your assistants.
And I know that some of you have told me you have assistants.
Yeah.
So
you can't tell us you have assistants and then not show the assistants.
Y'all are shy. Play along with me. Come on.
We will post your assistants.
Yes,
we will post them.
And we will think they're very cute.
And we will compliment those assistants.
Yes. Okay.
We might say something like, ooh, she thick. If you send in your assistant.
Oh, she thick. One of our assistants is she thick.
Well, she used to be thick. She's lost weight, and now she's got the saggy skins. But we love her.
Yes, and then Moose is just...
Always been a thin. Ugh, he's just like a boy.
He's just skinny mini.
Yeah.
Okay, well, anyway, we've been How Awful. I've been Tanya Lee.
I've been Bee.
Thanks for listening.
How awful, impossible.
Should I just pretend like, hey, we've been How Wonderful. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, now we're changing the tone, guys. I'm sick of this crap. We're How Wonderful now. Ah! As always, we've been Bee and Tanya Lee. Our logo was created by MJ Savard, and our theme music courtesy of Nikki Lou.